everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Jenny's Self-Care Lab. Look at our new backgrounds. How dope. Oh my gosh. So cute. So cute. I'm so excited. Diving a little bit deeper into an interesting topic today as we uncover the skin barrier and all the good, juicy things about the skin barrier because the skin barrier is actually one of the things that I think is the most underrated when it comes to skincare and truly like making sure that your skin is healthy. My very quick take on skin barrier is that I'm so glad that I stumbled onto the topic around skin barrier and started learning about it quite early on because I truly do believe that it is one of the things that is most underrated within the skincare industry. And I love that in the Korean skincare game, they focus so much on skin barrier. And it's been such a pleasure testing out all the different products from there because skin barrier, guys, is literally at the crux of all of your skincare issues. And so if we can get to understand skin barrier a little bit better, what is it? What does it do for me? How do I protect it? What not to do to it? I think a lot of people would not be struggling with as many skin concerns as they're struggling with today. And of course, it is Skin Cancer Awareness Month. So we just want to put it out there. You know, if you are thinking maybe once or twice about maybe not taking care of your skin, honey, there are many reasons why you should take care of your skin beyond just glowy, dewy, glass skin, beyond just looking good. There is also the health aspect of it. So I want to encourage everybody today to stay tuned. Don't move, don't press, nothing. Just let's dive into Skin Barrier 101. What is it and how do we protect it? So, if you've actually ever felt like your skin was feeling tight, irritated, for some reason you felt like it won't heal, like it's not getting back to what it used to look like, and this is not necessarily particularly around like having acne or not having acne, but really just feeling like your skin just does not feel like it used to anymore, and that it's not behaving the way that it used to anymore. The real issue behind your problems might just be a damaged skin barrier. So, what is the skin barrier? The skin barrier is the outermost layer of our skin, right? It's also known or referred to as the stratum corneum. So this is the top layer of our skin, and essentially it sits as part of the epidermis. So remember that there's three layers to our skin. There's the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. So the epidermis is the absolute top layer of our skin, and the skin barrier is this outermost layer that we can see and touch. That is also known as the stratum corneum. It's made up of essentially two major things. And we're going to keep it pretty simple. It's made up of two major things. So one is dead skin cells. So that has a name called corneocytes. I don't want to say it incorrectly, but the cells are called corneocytes. And then it also has lipids, which are essentially kind of like these fatty acids, oils that are really just helping to keep all of those cells together, essentially, which is how our skin is made up the way that it looks. Now, within lipids, there's a number of different things. You know, there's amino acids, there's ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids, and all of that. So essentially, think of your top layer of the skin, your skin barrier, as a brick and wall, right? So the cells are the bricks and the lipids are the mortar. And essentially, the lipids are holding the bricks together, and that is how it's made up. Now, essentially, your skin barrier has so many different functions, all the way from preventing water loss to blocking bacteria and toxins and all other kinds of pollutants, to maintaining your pH, your skin's natural pH, and as well as supporting your microbiome. And I will talk about those in a separate video, but for now, that's what you need to know is that it plays a very crucial role in the health of your skin. When your skin barrier is healthy, you are going to see a lovely, soft skin. You're going to see glow. You're going to see a calm skin. Your skin is not going to be easily irritated. And essentially, when South Koreans started to speak about dewy glass skin, and everybody went, oh, there's a trend, and they jumped on that wagon, what they were really referring to is having healthy skin. And sometimes this healthy skin is being referred to as just putting a bunch of products on your face and hoping for the best or not having one spot. Yes, of course, it would be great to not have any spots on our faces. However, we are where we are. If you can prevent it, good on you. If you have good genes, good on you. But if, like me, you've spent most of your life not knowing anything about skin and kind of just doing whatever you think needs to get done, which wasn't necessarily accurate, then we are where we are. Now, the real thing we should be trying to do is just make sure that our skin gets healthy, because when your skin is healthy, it will naturally glow. And the added products that you're putting on will just be an enhancement and a supporting mechanism rather than the main thing that you're trying to get the glow from, if that makes sense. When your skin barrier is damaged, you're going to see dry, scaly skin sometimes. When your skin gets really, really damaged, it can get scaly. You're going to feel like your skin is tight. So if you try and make like weird facial expressions, you will feel like your skin is really tight and you can't really like move it around as much. Now, some people might think tight means, oh, like, young Botox, natural. No, if your skin is feeling tight versus lifted, those are two different things, right? So when your skin is feeling tight and you're just like, this feels weird, I feel like I can't move my face without being aware that it is difficult to do so, that's when it's feeling tight. If your skin is very reactive, and especially if this is out of the norm, and even when it's not out of the norm, it is an indication that your skin barrier is struggling. Acne prone skin, acne is not just hormones and all of that. Yes, it is, but it impacts your skin barrier significantly. And so when you have acne prone skin, it means your barrier needs a little bit more love. When you have other skin conditions as well, they also impact your skin barrier, which means your skin barrier will need a little bit more love than if you did not struggle with those things. Okay, those are the basics. We got them down. Now let's discuss what damages our skin barrier, right? Okay, there's a number of things. Our barrier, as you can imagine, being the outermost layer of our skin, it means that it is the first thing that is exposed to any kind of pollutants, any chemicals, any environmental stresses like UV damage, pollution, and everything in between, including what you touching your face all day, including the pillow that you sleep on, including that person that you're hugging and you let them just slap their whole cheek on you as you guys hug or as you do your kiss. Mwah, mwah, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But the reality is it means our skin is dealing with a lot on a day-to-day basis. So a couple of things that can impact your skin and lead to skin damage or skin barrier damage is over-exfoliating. Okay, like so many people are like, oh, like glycolic, 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 and people are using it every day because they think, okay, the more I use it, the quicker it's going to get rid of whatever it is I'm trying to deal with. That is not the case. Exfoliation is great, but it is not an everyday activity. It should not be. You should be exfoliating 1 to 2 times, maybe 2 to 3 times a week. Of course, make sure that you're learning your skin, listening to your skin. For some people like me with dry skin, 1 to 2 times a week is perfect because my skin dries out very quickly. And I'm going to share with you guys a little bit later some products that I use to help make sure that my skin is intact and that I don't leave it over exfoliated and overly dry. Secondly, beyond over exfoliation, because exfoliating products are harsh, if you will, and can leave the skin dry and potentially even strip the skin of its natural oils when overdone or when it's too highly concentrated, you essentially leave your skin feeling more dry than not. And this also happens when you're using products that have alcohol, because what can happen is that alcohol dries out your skin significantly. When you don't have the right routine around exfoliation, and including even the products that you're using in support of that exfoliation routine, it is going to damage your skin and do more bad than good, right? So don't over exfoliate. And then let's talk about harsh cleansers or hot water. All right. Harsh cleansers is where you have too many actives in your cleansers. You have cleansers that just have ingredients that are so highly concentrated and are irritating your skin, not doing you well, stripping your skin of natural oils, that is not a good thing. Again, some of these may work if you use them a little bit less, similar to your exfoliators, especially those that typically do have exfoliating ingredients in them. But that, as well as hot water, will leave your skin feeling more dry. And essentially, if that is not taken care of, it's going to lead to a weakened skin barrier. Three, environmental stresses, UV rays, pollution, all of those things I initially mentioned. Any environmental stresses will impact your skin barrier, and the health of your skin barrier is changing all the time. So it doesn't kind of like, there isn't kind of like the static point or number, if there was a number that would essentially say, oh, like my skin is at a 10 all the time. In terms of your skin barrier. Your skin barrier is constantly changing, adjusting to what's happening in its environment. So when you take care of it properly in the mornings and in the evenings, you're really helping it deal with all the ups and downs of the day. And that's why having a skin barrier powered routine for your skincare is so important. All right, so over exfoliating, harsh cleansers and hot water, environmental stress like pollution, UV rays, and a bunch of other things that our skin is dealing with. Stress and poor sleep, along with poor diet as well, will heavily impact your skin barrier. These three things, I know it sounds like, it sounds like a broken record, right? Because everything in life, you're like, I'm trying to lose weight. They're like, good sleep, like don't stress, like work out. And then you're like, I'm trying to just, I don't know, get better and level up in my life. They're like, good sleep, poor diet. Yay. And now we're like skincare, and you're like, good sleep, what you eat, exercise. So these three things are critical. If you can even just start with that, you might even see a huge difference before you even have to go and buy anything at the store. So think about it. And then skipping moisturizers. Oh my goodness, this is a massive one because there's so many people who be like, no, my skin is too oily. Like I just feel like adding a moisturizer is not worth it. My skin's already oily. What the oil does versus what the skin moisturizer does, very different things. Your natural oils are all part of your natural process for the skin's natural process. However, moisturizers are important to help seal in moisture. So all those other things you're putting on before you put on your moisturizer, they mean nothing if you don't put on your moisturizer. They've evaporated into thin air. And so you've just spent a whole lot of money just to put it all in the air. And to not get the benefits of it. Moisturizer, when it comes to barrier support, I cannot emphasize. Do not skip your moisturizer. You will hate yourself for it. Do not skip your moisturizers. And then this one, again, another broken record, not wearing SPF. You've got to wear SPF. You've got to wear SPF. You've got to just wear the SPF, reapply the SPF. Get used to having SPF in your bag, in your pocket. When you leave the house and you grab your car keys, you grab your cell phone, you also grab your SPF. That's how you should be living. Now that we know more about healthy skin barrier and what unhealthy skin barrier should feel like, and we know a little bit more about what could potentially damage our skin barrier, let's talk a little bit about, okay, what if my skin barrier is damaged? How do I heal it? How do I care for it? And how do I protect it? All right, so there's a number of things. And for this part, I'm going to share with you guys my products that I'm currently using or that I have used at a point in time. Hopefully that should give you guys an idea of, how to think about creating your skincare routine the next time you go shopping. All right, so let's start with your cleanser. So in my skincare routine, morning and evening, I like to use a cleanser that is kind of like a gentle, mild cleanser, pH balanced cleanser. And a lot of these will look something, I can show you guys what mine looks like. It's in a bottle because I live out of a suitcase. So it's in one of those like airport bottles, the 100 mils. But this is basically from Ilion. Um, Ilyun is a South Korean brand, and this is the top to toe wash. So the nice thing with this is if I'm going somewhere, I can actually use this on my face and my body. But other examples of this kind of cleanser that are gentle and mild would be like Cetaphil, for example. That's a non-Korean brand, but that's also a really good one. Like if I can't find my Ilion one if and in some other countries, then I would go for a Cetaphil. Both of those very comfortable with them, dermatologically tested as well. All right, so I like to keep my cleanser very simple. The purpose of your cleanser, clean your face. Clean your face, get the dirt. That's it. Now, if I am looking for something that is going to clean my pores or unclog my pores, then I go for this cleanser, which is from Anua. This works really well. It has salicylic acid, but because it has salicylic acid, which can be very drying to the skin, but is perfect for acne-prone skin and breakouts, I only use this when I'm expecting my breakouts to come just before my period. And then I also use this as and when I see myself breaking out, maybe because I'm stressed or whatever the case is, like then I'm going to go to this. Typically, I'd say I use this about one time, maybe twice a week, but twice is a lot. Like usually once a week I use this. Most times my skin is perfectly fine since I started using this. I don't break out as much as soon as I know that, okay, I'm in the luteal phase. I can see the cravings are coming for me. My hormones are just they're going wild. My breakouts I know are gonna come. I grab this baby girl and once or twice a week maximum. And I find that it works like a charm. My pimples go away much quicker. I have far less of them coming up, and I only use this at night. So those ones, that one or two times a week, it will only be in the evening that I use this. And when I do use this, I usually follow up with a very rich moisturizer. Why? Because salicylic acid is, for me, especially with dry skin, very harsh because it further dries out my skin. I always make sure that I use a hyaluronic acid and then do a hyaluronic or ceramide moisturizer. Um, and that works perfectly. So this is not an everyday cleanser, and it's certainly not gentle per se, and not as gentle as my normal cleanser, which I use morning and evening. But this is for if you have acne-prone skin or the occasional breakouts. Um, all right, then what you want to do after you've got a nice, gentle, mild pH balanced cleanser, you want to add like a hydrating layer. So when it comes to hydration, I'm big on this because I used to have dehydrated skin. And I kid you not, when the Koreans are like hydrate, 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 they ain't playing. Okay? They ain't playing. Like, oof, a game changer. Hydrating is such a game changer. So I used to use the L'Oreal. I actually have it somewhere. I don't know where it is. I have a small one left somewhere. I used to use the L'Oreal hyaluronic acid, but I won't lie, the prices are sitting me up wild at the moment. So I've found other products from the Korean side that I love to use. And because I really do appreciate also brands that make really good products but make them affordable, because it's so important. I think it's important for skincare to be affordable. I don't understand why skincare should not be affordable. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, if the business side of me understands why some skincare is expensive, but I really do appreciate the brands that do good quality skincare at an affordable price. And Cosrx is definitely one of them. And mind you, Cosrx does not sponsor me. This is not sponsored at all, but I do love their products. I don't have my snail mucin at the moment because I've run out, but I love hydrating so much. So normally I would use the snail mucin first, and then I would use this on top of the snail mucin. So this is a peptide booster, but it has hyaluronic acid and amino acids, and it helps with hydration quite a lot. And the lovely thing with this is like I can use it in the day and in the evening. So the peptides and all of that help with like aging skin. So fine lines, wrinkles, brightening, like there's just so much in here, firmness and smoothness of skin. This has lasted me over about 8 months. So it lasts a really long time, but I love how hydrating this is. So I never have to worry when I run out of hyaluronic acid. But I've recently found this one from Cosrx and decided to try it. This is the hyaluronic acid 3. This has amino acids and ceramides. So really good for skin barrier support as well. Um, yeah, so I love to use both of these. They're just chef's kiss. This one is slightly thicker than the L'Oreal hyaluronic acid, but I quite love that because it's still as hydrating, if not more, to be honest. And yeah, again, the price was beautiful. Okay, I'll take this any day. Other hydration products, like I said, the snail mucin does work really well. I just don't have it right now. Yeah, so I love to layer my hydration. And maybe sometimes you would like if somebody's listening to this, they might be like, dude, you're layering like snail mucin plus hyaluronic acid plus peptide booster, which already has hyaluronic acid in it. Yes, my skin was so dehydrated, like it was literally scaly. So when I was dealing with that dehydration, I was doing a lot of hydration. And so I found that it worked. Now I don't do as much anymore. Like I don't do the peptide every single day anymore. Also because it's almost finished. But I do one of these every single morning. So either I'll do this one or I'll do that one. And then in the evening as well, I'll do one of them. Okay. Then once you have added a hydrating layer to help just literally quench your skin's thirst, then you want to make sure that you lock all of that goodness in with a moisturizer that has ceramides. You want one that is high in ceramides, okay? And there's a few, but you also might want to get one that has panthenol, which is also known as vitamin B3, B5, B5, B3 is niacinamide. It's also known as vitamin B5. And there's a couple of them that have that, high in ceramides and high in, I think those are all the ones I have. Those are all the ones I have. Okay, so when it comes to moisturizer, again, like I will experiment. I will experiment with serums and try new serum and try new essence and. What I will not and what I'm willing to pay extra money for is a good moisturizer. Because listen, moisturizer is a game changer. People don't get it. Like everybody runs towards the serums. And yes, sure, the serums are created to target specific concerns. But when I tell you moisturizer is a game changer, like locking in that moisture, locking in hydration, just really nourishing your skin, especially if you have dry skin and your skin kind of like throughout the day, as you know, you're going about your day, whatever, like it can slowly like kind of get more drier. You want to get a really, really good moisturizer. But even for oily skin, you want to get something that's really going to help lock in that moisture so that like you are, you aren't getting to like halfway through the day and you look like just a ball of mshaino, right? So anyway, I've got these three products that I use. They all three are pretty good. They are literal like skin barrier powerhouses. So it has beta glucan, which is really good for ceramide building. This has panthenol, also really good for hydration in the skin and locking all of that in. And then, of course, it has niacinamide, so it doesn't hurt as well because that brightening effect, that balancing the sebum production is really good. So this is again like the Cosrx one. I've never, before I got it, I wasn't really a huge fan because I didn't know what to expect. I was like, why would I want like a snail cream? But I will say I've started using it and I love the glow that follows. Look at that. Ooh. I love the glow that follows. Yeah, you see, it's a little bit sticky. I love the glow that follows and I love how it feels on the skin. So yeah, that's one option. The only thing with this one is it doesn't have ceramides, but I like to pair it with yeah, it's quite nice. I like to pair it with this, which is also a moisturizer from Ilion. So my cleanser is from this brand. I like to pair it with this because this is not only a rich cream, but an occlusive, very, very high in ceramides, like just killing the game. when it comes to ceramides. And then also has madecassoside, which is part of the Centella asiatica family. So it will help with soothing, just healing your skin. It has panthenol as well, so super hydrating. And then it also has a beta glucan. So this has almost like every single thing or every single power ingredient for skin repair, especially for skin barrier. I use this on my face, I use this on my body. Like this is 200 mils. So normally this can last me like for face and body, this can last me a good 1 or 2 months, maybe sometimes, depending on how much I'm putting on. But sometimes I won't lie, I go a little overboard. That's how much I like it. I even carry it with me everywhere I go. So yeah, this is like, listen, if you're looking for a powerhouse, this is it right here. And I have really, really dry skin. So like when I say something is like moisturizing, it's moisturizing. Um, Okay, and then another powerhouse is the Dr. Althea 345 Berry Cream. It's a relief cream. It has ceramides, it has Centella asiatica, it has panthenol, and it has beta glucan. So much like the Ilion, these two are really, really, really good powerhouses. I mean, the Ilion has higher ceramides, if I'm not wrong, or has a higher concentration of ceramides, but this is also just as good. Like it's worth all the raving reviews. So yeah, these are my two go-tos. I use this in the morning on top of the snail mucin or any other moisturizer that I may have used. And this I use in the evenings mostly because it's a nice relief at the end of the day for my skin as it decide as I rest, through the night. So yeah. Okay, so those are important. Like having a good moisturizer for me is like having a good bed. Like you can buy all the serums you want, but if you don't have a good moisturizer, and if that moisturizer is not doing things for you, like building your skin and repairing it and helping it heal so that it can do what it's supposed to do naturally, you're wasting money. Um, all right, then you want to add some calming ingredients like Centella asiatica, beta glucan, metacasoside, calendula, tea tree, like all of those would be good calming ingredients for the skin. Like I said, this has metacasoside, this has Centella asiatica. For anybody that's using the Access Wide Dark Spot Glow Serum, this has Centella asiatica. Yeah, and there's just a number of different products that have Centella asiatica. A lot of like brands now are putting something soothing in all of their products. That way, that way you're covered, from a soothing perspective. And um, okay, then you always want to wear SPF. I am currently obsessed with this SPF. It's the new one from Beauty of Joseon. So there was the probiotics and rice one, and now there's this one which is panthenol and Aquafresh rice. So this is B5 and Aquafresh rice, which is panthenol. So hydrating to the skin. I find that it also doesn't sting my eyes like the other one did. The probiotics one, for some reason, like because I put SPF around my eyes as well, I found that like the sides of my eyes would itch. Whereas now with this one, oh, just mm, so good. So yeah, I have this. I still have the probiotics, which I use on my hands. So that's why I don't have it. It's in my bag. And then I also have the Round Lab, the little stick one. You just take it out, and instead of putting it on your hands and having to rub with your hands, you just kind of like apply on the skin. So I love that one because it's really good for when I'm out and about. Like I don't want to be touching like the door of my Uber and the door of the restaurant and the door of, the shop and this and that, and then having to like use those same hands to like apply sun lotion. So I love that like stick one because it works perfectly. And then bonus, if you want to protect and heal your skin in general, not just your skin barrier, but your skin in general, you really want to make sure you're watching out on your nutrition. 80-20 rule, 80% of the time, eat well. Things that are going to nourish your skin, eat your ingredients as well. So don't just put them on your face, put them on your face and then eat them. Eat your retinol, eat your niacinamide, eat your ceramides, like eat your amino acids, like make sure that you're doing all of that. And then of course rest, which is something that I'm not very good at, but Yeah, so important to get good sleep, rest, drink enough water, like all the good stuff, move your body. Your barrier is going to thrive on these simple things. That is how you protect it and care for it. And what you'll notice is all the things that I've mentioned, a good cleanser, hydrating layers, moisturizer, calming ingredients, SPF, like you can still implement your serums and your AHAs and your BHAs and whatever. You just have to be very careful, right? You can do all of that and experiment with whatever you want to experiment with, you know, and still do your serums that target your spots and your pigmentation and whatever else that's going on. Remove your makeup and all of that. But just make sure that around your serums, which are created to target specific concerns and usually aren't necessarily geared at building your skin barrier, that everything else around it is supporting your skin barrier, your moisturizer, your cleanser, your hydrators, right? Just kind of like taking care of everything there so that you're just really giving your skin a well-rounded skincare routine. And then, of course, all the other things that you have to do around that, like eating while sleeping and da 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 da. All right. Your skin barrier checklist. Simple one. In the morning, protect your skin. Okay. That's why I normally double up, like make sure I got my ceramides, make sure that I've got like my panthenols and everything. And then, of course, from a serum perspective, this isn't necessarily barrier building, but vitamin C or anything with antioxidants is going to be good for the morning because you want to really make sure that your skin is protected from oxidative stress. And then in the evening, you want to repair. That's when you want your skin to just relax, repair, just like let it heal on its own and do what it needs to do. So really having good products in the evenings is so important. Unclogging the pores every once in a while, using an AHA or BHA just to really make sure that your skin is thriving every once in a while. And it's so important to cycle your exfoliators so that one, you're not over exfoliating, which will ruin your skin barrier, but two, so that you exfoliate and then you allow your skin to rest and do what it needs to do. And then maybe after a couple of days, you exfoliate again and then nanzo, nazo, iyarelaxa, imnandi, iyaphola, and then you're going to come out with skin that is popping. One serum that I did find very interesting, and I'm only yet to start using it, is this by Axis Y, which is an artichoke intensive skin barrier ampoule. I haven't seen a lot of ampoules or serums that focus specifically on skin barrier. There might be serums that have, like, let's say, they focus on like, I don't know, like pigmentation or dark spots, but maybe they also have some hydrating or calming ingredients, right? But their main focus is not those things. But this actually focuses on skin barrier. So I'm interested to see how this works. I'm going to be using it in my evening routine, and then kind of just allowing my skin to breathe and rest for the rest of the night after I've put on my moisturizer, of course. And then of course, so you'll do your exfoliation 1 to 2 times a week. Emotional wellness, just make sure that like you're caring for yourself. Like sometimes your skin will break out if you're emotionally like not in a good space. So emotional wellness will show on your skin as well, and that's okay. Just like know how to treat it. Your routine, just it needs to be a ritual, not punishment. There's days when I'm just like, I don't want to wash my face. But then I remember I'm like, you know what? Like just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Like you don't have to do a serum every single night. Like, yes, you want your pigmentation to go away, but on the days that you're feeling lazy, instead of not doing it at all, rather go in, wash your face, put on a moisturizer that's a good moisturizer. And that's why I love having a good moisturizer, because then I'm not worried about like if I do skip serums and all that other stuff, I'm not like, oh my gosh, like now my skin doesn't. No, like if you have a good moisturizer, wash your face, put this on, go to bed. That way, the lazy girl routine still works for you, right? But if you have a terrible moisturizer, especially those where you're like, oh, it has a brightening, whitening, tontoni, like, and it's not doing anything much else for your barrier, for hydration and all of that, it means you can't be a lazy skincare girl. It means you gotta work. And sometimes I don't want to work. Okay, there's days when I love doing my skincare routine and I put on my little headgear and I just, put on music and I have a good time. But on the days where I'm having a really tough day and I'm like, sorry, can't do it. I'm literally falling apart. I wash my face, put on a cream, and I go to bed. Why? Because my creams are and my skin stays glowing. Okay. So I hope you guys found this helpful. This was the Skin Barrier 101. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know your thoughts on skin barrier. Is your skin feeling a little bit like it's damaged? Did you find this helpful? Would you love for us to tag the products that we are using or that we've seen in the market that are good for skin barrier support and skin barrier building? And share with us, like, what's one change you'll make today? Just one, to ensure that you're protecting your skin barrier. Adios.